bat signal in the Discord. Anybody who YouTube notifications be tripping, I just sent out the back signal in the Discord. I'm also live in the chat. If anybody in the Discord wanna unmute and ask anything. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, let me share my screen in the Discord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, how you doing? Let me finish getting myself together. Make sure everything working right. Yes. Everything is working right. Good morning, here to learn and share. Good morning, Tish. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm gonna put trying to figure out where I want to put everything. Don't know about never come in the Discord, so I'll just stick that over there. And then I'll put that there like that. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, E-Rock. How y'all doing, man? Got me some Star of the Bucks. Got me some Star of the Bucks. How y'all been doing, man? How was y'all evening? How was y'all day yesterday? We about to get into this price action review. Before I start munching, let me say, hold on. Share. Okay, before I start munching, allow me to say, if this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to give you a welcome. If this is not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome and give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts when it comes to price action. For those that have been reaching out asking how to join the mentorship, there's a join button here. It's you join the YouTube membership and select the tier that says mentorship. Then once you do that, join the Discord, to the membership section, join the Discord. I'll put you in your right tier, and it's a monthly subscription through YouTube. The mentorship videos, they drop every Friday unless I'm on vacation on YouTube for the free 99. The $24.99 mentorship gets you access to me every Wednesday night at 7 to review homework, every second Sunday to do Q&A about anything you want to talk about. And since you're in the mentorship, the highest tier, you get access to all the Q&As. So you can have a Q&A on the first, second, and third Sunday of the month as a mentee, if you would so like. But that's what you get, and that's that. Now, welcome to another edition of Le Overnight Price Action Review. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. They moved that out the way. Y'all said y'all like when I'm down in the corner list, so I'm gonna try to remember that. Oh, did I say what's up there? I said what's up. Here to learn and share. Good morning to you. The birds are chilly. It was a brisk 45 degrees this morning. It's quickly warming up. I'm gonna wait back. I took off my skull cap. I took the beanie. We called them skull caps when I was growing up. But I took off the beanie because it was quickly warming up. What's up, Tish? What's going on, sis? What's up, Deborah? What's up, Iraq? What's going on, Adrian Varner? What's up, Seawalk? What's up, Sanjay? Hey, it's 80. What's up, 80? Good morning. Let's get into the overnight price action review. Probably gonna make it relatively quick today. Let's put it on 15 minutes for seconds. Let's find 6 o'clock p.m. Find 6 o'clock p.m. For those who don't know, the futures, the equities markets, futures equity markets start trading at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the start of the day for trading futures. So that's why I'm marking out 6 p.m. I don't like this muffin. They didn't have my normal sandwich at Starbucks. They were out. So I had to pick something different. And this muffin is a tad bit rubbery. Okay, so we opened up. Just moved it out the way so I can see. We opened up here at 6 p.m. Come here. Then we quickly moved down and took out the sell side below this 345 low from Monday's PM session. We dipped into. Did we dip into it? Did we create? Let's see if we dipped into or created. Right. So I'm gonna put this there. Gonna pop up to the 4 hour. What I'm checking, see this 4 hour BISI I got marked out here. I'm checking to see if we dipped into or created that. So we dipped into, right? We created that BISI with this 2 p.m. candle. When this 2 p.m. candle closed, we created this BISI. So on that, when we went down and took that sell side, we came to this 4 hour. What's up, Sonia? What would this 4 hour BISI be in a class interaction moment? Class participation moment. What would this 4 hour BISI be in relation to the 15-minute chart at this particular time when we came back to it? What would that 4 hour BISI be? What do we call it in our neck of the woods? Put it in the chat. What would that 4 hour BISI? An anticipatory reactionary point. Very good. So we came down to the 4 hour BISI, and then you can see we started engineering liquidity. Right? We started engineering liquidity. We came down to the BISI here, right? Nice respect of it, because right here on the 945 candle, that's the closure of this 6 p.m. candle, right? 6 p.m. 4 hour candle. And we got a nice respect for that. Nice little rejection off of that. So this is now, we opened here. We opened here. We opened there and closed there. So now this is a red candle with a wick on the top and a wick from that low to that close, right? So the wick is that long from that low to that close right there. And if we go back to the 4 hour chart, we'll see that it is a, undo that. It's a red candle with a wick on the top and a wick from that low to that close. So we got nice respect for that 4 hour busy. Okay, go back to the 15-minute. That was the close here. Then we pushed up in at midnight on the midnight candle, midnight 15-minute candle. We traded above the buy side, right? Then we came back down. We're still engineering liquidity. Excuse me. We're still engineering liquidity, as you see. Not doing anything. We're just kind of consolidating. Excuse me. We're just consolidating, engineering liquidity. And then here on that's the midnight open. This right here, the midnight open was at 40.57.50. The true session open for the London was at 50.47.50 for midnight and 50.44.50 for the true session open for London. And then we dropped below the short-term sell side just before the London actual open and got some displacement up, taking out the buy side, right? Taking out the buy side. So y'all know, in the sense of if the delivery, right? In this little area here, starting from midnight, right? We kind of engineered a little liquidity there. Okay, drop below the short-term sell side, displace up. So that's consolidation, expansion, reversal, retracement, deliver. That's what that is in the sense of if the delivery. All right. So I would say got an expansion up, displacement up, taking out the buy side above the afternoon high. When we first opened, we took out the sell side below the afternoon low. And then now here during London, we've expanded and taken out the buy side. Then we engineered more liquidity again right here. And then at the 5:45 candle, dip below the short-term sell side, expansion, displacement. Golly. Let me see if we tapped into this SIBI over here. Let's drop us a horizontal. Y'all hold on for a second. Piece that old tough muffin went down the wrong way. So we pushed up. Did not get into the SIBI, right? Stopped short of the SIBI, traded back down into when I was looking at this right here. I ain't gonna hold you. I was watching this. I start to put me a limit order in to get in right here. I was getting ready to take the boys to school, right? And I said I should put me a limit order in to get in right there and put my stop below that low because of what price been doing. I was really tempted to put it in right there because when I opened my phone, I just glanced at it and I was like, that looked like a good spot to buy right now. But I hadn't sat down and really looked at the price. I just saw the move. Hey, the market is open. The market is open. The market is open. If you're going to trade, please trade safe. If you're not going to trade, please take a copious amounts of notes so you can go back and study what you saw today and then apply to your future trading endeavors. Thank you and enjoy your day. Because I was like, I saw the pattern, right? And what I don't want to be is a pattern trader. I want to analyze the price and see what price is trying to do. Just because you recognize a pattern don't mean that you're right. So that's why I didn't put that limit order in right here on this BISI at 56.25. I really was tempted to do it, but I hadn't sat down and analyzed the price, so I didn't do it. But as you see, you know, that would have been a nice. And y'all know I just be scalping. I just be scalping. And the people be like, Tim, why you just be scalping? Because those stupid Apex become like, you ain't guaranteed to have a big day every day, right? So if I get a huge day and it run, then I'm stuck dealing with the stupid 30% rule. Now I got to try to keep getting huge days so that when it comes time to try to make a withdrawal, I ain't stuck. Like they ain't denying my thing. Like, oh nah, you had this big day. It's more than 30% of your your P&L, so you can't withdraw. That's why. That's why I just be scalping. Hey, it's good and bad with everything, man. And but yeah, we traded back down into this busy, and here we are now. Just we just got an inversion fair value gap here on this 9 o'clock candle. We inverted this SIBI, looking like all eyes are on the buy side. That's what it's looking like. Let's see what the New York morning offers. Will it be a continuation? Let's pop up to the 60-minute. The 60-minute isn't leaving any imbalances behind, with the exception of this volume imbalance right here. Had a volume imbalance right there. But other than that, we don't have any bissies on the 1 hour. I'm looking at the 4 hour. This was the place that price could continue higher from. And as of now, we're continuing higher from that. That's the 4 hour imbalance that we spoke of, that we had come back to. Why y'all ain't tell me I ain't have my fancy dancing on? So on the 4 hour, this was the PD array that could take us higher. And as of now, we're reacting off of that. Still haven't attacked the buy side, but based off of this move up, taking out that high with that imbalance, this is where we would anticipate price to bounce from, and it did. And that's on the 4 hour. Now, let's get into a teachable moment. This teachable moment is being brought to you by I Feel Like It. When you're watching price, when you get to an anticipatory reactionary point on a higher time frame, what I like to do is go one time frame down to see if that time frame is continuing to make imbalances in the direction of my draw. If it is, then I feel I feel stronger about the move. Meaning, if get off the screen, you're out. Meaning, right? We were looking at the monthly, and we said we anticipate price coming back down into this monthly fair value gap, right? This is a bullish monthly fair value gap. So if the bullishness of the monthly will continue from here, we would want to see price come down and go back up, right? Come to internal liquidity and move back to external liquidity at the high, okay? If price will continue up from here. So I like to go one time frame down, okay? And now on the weekly, right, as we're coming into it, we're not creating any imbalances coming into it yet, right? We haven't created any imbalances. So now this is showing it's still supporting the idea of this, of using this as support to go back up, because we haven't created any imbalances coming into it yet, right? If we do, like, and right now, this count is only Tuesday, but this candle is starting out as a retracement candle. So we're retracing back into the range of this candle here, right? So in the sense of making a SIBI, this would be candle 1, this would be the expansion candle 2, and then this has the potential to be candle 3. Right now, right, it's not acting as an expansion candle. Right now, it's acting as if it's going to be a retracement candle, because we're retracing back into the range. Okay. Now, once this weekly candle is up, then I will want to see, is there a SIBI here? If there is a SIBI here, and this created a retrace candle, then I will want to see if we start to make BISIs in this direction on the weekly candle, because BISIs on the weekly candle from this monthly fair value gap would support the bullish narrative. Then, or I will want to see, if we do create a SIBI here, do we continue to create SIBIs, right? Because that would show that on the monthly, we might want to come lower to this imbalance, maybe this imbalance, you know, maybe this, what is that? Mitigation block right here, right? We got a mitigation, we got a bullish mitigation block here. We got an imbalance there. We got an imbalance there. We got an imbalance there. So the weekly candles will show the strength or weakness of the monthly's move. Okay. And then if you're looking at it from a weekly standpoint, you look at the daily. Okay. On the daily, we didn't create any imbalances here. We engineered liquidity. Then we had right there, we had a bearish break in market structure. We talked about that. Consolidated a little bit, had another bearish break here, created a SIBI on this bearish break right there. Right.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
I'm not talking to you. I said SIBI. I said SIBI.
Right? Which one should I?
No.
No problem. I won't.
Right. So we got displacement to the downside on the daily. Right here. We got displacement on the downside, on to the downside on the daily. Right. We got a daily imbalance here. We had a nice reaction to a 4-hour anticipatory reactionary point. I think it was 4-hour that we talked about. Yes, it is. We had a nice reaction to the 4-hour anticipatory reactionary point, and then we said that we had a daily SIBI above us, and if we drew up into that daily SIBI, right, that would prevent, if we went to the top of that daily SIBI, that would prevent us from creating a weekly SIBI. If she called it attitude. Yeah, she called it attitude. No problem. that would prevent us from creating a weekly SIBI if we were to draw back up into that daily SIBI before this weekly candle finishes. Okay. And we're just going to stop right there. We're going to stop at the daily. We're going to stop at the daily. But that is how I use the one time frame down technique to like validate or devalidate a move on the higher time frame. And for the mentees, it's all about displacement. That's this week's lesson. Displacement. That's this week's video. Displacement. I just dropped a piece of egg on the floor. I had to get it right then because I didn't want to forget and leave it down there. I stay in Georgia. We have ants and all kind of ants, roaches, everything come in the house. Spiders. Well, if somebody live in Georgia and they say they ain't got no ants or roaches, they lying. Because everything come in your house in Georgia. I promise you. Hey, that's it. That's all I got, man. We pushing toward that buy side. Yes, we gunning toward that buy side. In hindsight, right there when I wanted to get in, that would have been a good trade. That would have been a good trade in hindsight. But, like I say, we don't want to be pattern traders. Just because we see the pattern, we don't want to gamble just seeing the pattern. We want to, I hadn't sat down and looked at the price and how I just went through and analyzed this price. I hadn't sat down and analyzed it. So that's why I didn't take the trade. Any concern on daily February 21/22 fair value gap that is now an inversion fair value gap? Okay, the fair value gap can only be 1 day now, Lil Hawk. You said 21. It can't be 2 days. You say February. It's got to be one or the other. Get back on the screen. It's got to be one or the other. It can only be 1 day. A fair value gap can only be 1 day. So February 22nd. So the February 20. Oh, you talking about the February 22nd? This Bissy here that we're on the bottom side of. What Lil Hog is asking, right, is there a concern of this inversion fair value gap right here? What is the rule for inversion fair value gaps? Let's walk through it, Little Hawk. What is the rules for inversion fair value gaps? On this time frame, we have a bearish break in market structure. Right? We got a bearish break in market structure. We've come down, made it all the way down to this low. Right? We got displacement right here. So we have a SIBI there, and we got a inversion fair value gap there. Right? So for this time frame, what are we anticipating this inversion fair value gap and this SIBI to do? What are we anticipating that to do based off of just this time frame alone? I'm waiting, Little Hawk. It would be easier if you unmuted in the Discord and talked, but I'll wait for you to type. Very good. Keep price down. Now, since we're anticipating this to keep price down, Let's go one time frame back up. We can do it in reverse. So one time frame up, what do we say? If we trade back to that daily SIBI, right? If price trades back to this daily SIBI, right? We're going to go to the top of the SIBI and just stop right there. Okay. Now on the weekly, what does that do? On the weekly, that prevents us from creating a bearish fair value gap, right? So if we came all the way to the top of the SIBI, then that the weekly is not the weekly is not giving us like a heavy expansion. We're just trickling down. You know what I'm saying? Because we're carefully not leaving any imbalances. Okay. If we come up here, don't close in that SIBI within this week and leave a weekly fair value gap, then we would have a weekly bearish fair value gap, a prior month's low, a daily fair value gap, and a daily inversion fair value gap. That's all designed to keep price down. Right. So if this week, just say this week, we came back to the old monthly low right here, and then finish the week out and just say we finished the week out and came down and took out this low, right? So this fair value gap would be this inversion would have done its job, right? This monthly low, which would be a bearish breaker, has done its job. Then that would leave a weekly fair value gap that's showing displacement because we're coming down, taking out a low, weekly breaking market structure with a fair value gap. Then we could anticipate price to, in the future, come back up to that weekly fair value gap, to that daily fair value gap, to maybe continue down to another monthly imbalance mitigation block, right? But remember, when it's all about what time frame you're looking at. So the higher the time frame, the longer it's going to take to play out, because to create a fair value gap, you have to have 3 complete candles, right? You got to have 3 complete candles. So if you're looking for a weekly fair value gap to be created, it's going to take 3 complete weeks. We got the potential to be creating one now, but this is only Tuesday. So between now and Friday, we got to see if we create this fair value gap. Right. With the daily, we've come down, and now we're appearing to be retracing back into the range. Right? We appear to be retracing back into the range now. Now, if we break it down in the sense of all of this right here, if we break it down in the sense of all of this right here being a balanced price range, right? If we break it down in the sense of all of this being a balanced price range right there, then we would be focusing on this price leg right here. Why? Because we offered buy side delivery and sell side delivery, and then we left that area, right? This is the highest high from when we left that area. So from that's the highest high to the lowest low of leaving this balanced price range. So now we're approaching the 50%. We're approaching the equilibrium of that price range. And then if we look straight across from it, we consolidated there once before, right? We consolidated there once before. So that could potentially be put. Hey, I knocked down my gun, man. Hold on. Right? That could be potentially, showing that we're in a sell model, right? And when we came to this area last time, we consolidated and then we expanded up, creating a bullish order block right here. Let me move some of these drawings, right? Giving us a bullish order block right here. Right. So that's a bullish order block right there. Let me highlight that. Order block. What are these daily candles? Right. Got a bullish order block right there. Let me move some of this stuff out the way so y'all can see. Okay. So we got a bullish order block right here. And then we're coming back into this bullish order block right there. Right. So if we're in a sell program, when we come back to this bullish order block, right, since it's a 2-candle order block, you want to pay attention to how price reacts to the opening price of the last down close candle before this displacement up, right? Why? Because you're looking at this as a reclaimed order block, right? So you want to see how price reacts to the opening price of the last down close candle. And then you want to see how price reacts to the opening price of the entire order block. So that will be 5108.25. The first one you want to see is 5081.50, right? So 5081.50, that's the price of the last down close candle as it's going up. So in a market maker sell model, if we had accumulation here and expanded up, when we trade down past this point, we would anticipate this to be a stage of distribution. And what price would you be wanting to distribute from? The reclaimed order block over here. Right there. You want to distribute from the reclaimed order block. What price in the reclaimed order block? The opening price. Since it's 2 candles, you got 2 openings to look at. It's 2 candles, and then the opening of the lower candle or the last down close candle is right there at the mean threshold. Right? So I will really pay attention to the sensitivity of price right there. But that it ain't just one thing that you look at. You already know that. It's like you look at the context clues and price, right? The context clues and price. So you got a lot going on right here before we even get to that daily SIBI right there. So at this point in time, all of this is, a high resistance area. You got a lot for price to deal with in this area right here. Hopefully that all made sense. The giant water bugs too. Yes. We call them cockroaches in South Florida. Them cockroaches and you know what's crazy? Ever since I've been living in Georgia, the cockroaches ain't the only ones that fly. The little roaches fly too in Georgia. They take over. Like in Florida, them little roaches can't fly. The only ones that fly is the cockroaches. They be like, we used to call them jumbo jets and DC-10s. Like, they fly. But up here, up here, the little ones fly. Fly quick. Like, man. Hey, man, anybody got anything else? I think that's it. I think I'm going to wrap it up. 9:56. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Yeah. Jumbo flying roaches. Tell you, man, if people tell you, if somebody live in Georgia and say they don't have roaches in their house, they lying. Because roaches going to be in your house in Georgia. Now, if they got an infestation, they just nasty. There's a difference between an infestation and then having bugs in your house. I grew up, my grandma houses, both my grandma houses. Me and my little brother talk about this all the time. In my grandma's house, you was not going to open a cabinet over your food. If you had your food on the counter, you weren't just going to open that cabinet over your food. Unless you was living life on the edge. You weren't going to do it. You weren't going to do it. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Aranya Grande, a.k.a. Big Spider. It's been another episode of Let Overnight Price Action Review. Hey, man, till I decide to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts on this thing we call Price Action, y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man. Gone.